Hey everyone, thank you so much for stopping in today. Today, my video's I might split this one in half. I'm not sure, so it might be part one, part two. I might do that on editing because this might be about an hour and I don't want to do that. But this is just a portion. I am sharing my current, oh, don't fall, I don't need anything breaking. My current eyeshadow palette collection. I filmed it and broke it up into sections so that I could possibly break it into two parts. Part one and part two. I think that's probably what I'll do. So this will be part one. I would appreciate if, if everybody would watch both parts in full. But there's Ofra palettes, City Limits. I have Brow Bar by, I think it's Rena. I have Complex. Oh, no. No. The last thing I wanted to do, these are slippery. Complex Culture. I'm sure they didn't break, but let's verify. No. Oh, you just got these. No, they're fine. Wander Beauty, Patrick Star. I have quite a few from Lorella that I love. Ilamasqua, Aesthetica, Glamlight. I did keep this one from Lorella. I have, let me see, I'll put this in. Bella Pierre. I have Okalon. And then this is my ABH Norvina. I think this is, which one is you? Volume 3. And this is just a few of them. I have quite a bit there that I filmed. And I just figured let me quick do I've already filmed the actual palette part. And I just figured let me, I wanted to wait till like after dinner and stuff. Everybody was settled and I could take my time and film, you know, the beginning part of the video. So I just basically share what each palette looks like and did some swatching on some. And at some part, either part one, part two, there's a special little surprise. So keep your eye out for that. But you will have to watch both videos in full to find out what the surprise is. Stay tuned for my eye palette collection in total, plus some new ones. Okay, so I wanted to, I'm sitting on my floor. I think it's easier, just have a lot more room than if I were to try to do it on my table. I just wanted to share my eyeshadow palette collection. Now, this is a portion. I have a bin here, and I still have 3 drawers of palettes that I will pull out, but I want to keep them in those drawers. Right here is all my Jeffree Star stuff. You know what? We can start with that and I can explain this. Let's start at the bottom. As you can see, this is Bloodlust, the Artistry palette. I can honestly say that I probably, I mean, you can just see this, the packaging. I will never use this. And this is going to be something that is going to be a collection, you know, part of my collection. Just to have. I mean, they came in mystery boxes. I didn't, you know, seek these out. I mean, this is beautiful. Look at this packaging. I mean, it is plush. And it just opens here. Mirror. There is a protective shield here. Let me see if I can pop that off. I honestly just don't think I would ever really use those. I mean, a few pans maybe, but I have them in other palettes, and I'd like to keep this intact as basically as part of, and I love his, it's real thick plastic. I'd like to keep this intact. I know that's crazy, but like I said, it was in a mystery box, and yes, I did pay for the mystery boxes, but I think like some of these that I have will just remain part of my collection. Blue Blood, I mean, the packaging, look at the presentation. Pop this out. I mean, this is just stunning. And then you open it right here. Let's open it. Okay. And there is no protective shield on this one. I mean, this is beautiful. And I could see some of these being used more. I mean, you can just see the detail in his pans. The stars, the lips, the diamond, the crown, the money bag. I mean, this is stunning. I mean, his palettes are stunning. And the thought that goes into his packaging is phenomenal. But I can't see myself. Is that fully closed? Yeah. I mean, look at that. Beautiful. I can't see myself using that. So these were probably, honestly, never get used, and they will just remain as part of my collection. The next I'll do is Thirsty. I mean, you can see this is raised, all those little like droplets. I'm just trying to, and I'm going to keep the boxes for these. A lot of these I have discarded the boxes. So here's the palette. I mean, it is pretty, and once again, he uses like high quality protective shields. So here's this palette. Now, this one, I think, especially like this top row here, like this shade, these are a little like this brown. These are okay, and I could see myself using those. I don't think I would ever another rarity like this, I doubt. But I could see myself, you know, gravitating just for a little bit to these tones. But once again, I have all this in other palettes. And I don't have these palettes in with my collection. They are elsewhere, just so that they don't get destroyed and ruined. And I'd like to keep it that way. Now, I do have the full-size Jawbreaker. And once again, the same thing. I don't think I've even swatched this. And this might just remain as part of my... No, I did not even swatch it. I mean, beautiful. A lot more brights. I could see myself maybe using a few of these, but not really. I'm not adventurous with color. And not to say that I would never, but I doubt it at 60. I could see, you know, grabbing this, like these tones, like the brown, even this like darker purpley bluish. This is a little too light for me. Like I just don't like the reds or like the oranges. I mean, this is beautiful, but I doubt. Yellow, I don't think I would ever, but like this is pretty. The greens, purples. I mean, I know people do use his palettes, but I was going to declutter some of them or most of them, and I thought, you know what, these were expensive. These were not for the faint of heart by any means. And I'm just going to keep them intact and keep them as collectibles. You know, then I have the Orgy palette. I don't get why people, you know, like, they don't even want to say that word. I mean, yeah, we all know what it means, but whatever. I'm not a prude. And this I don't think I've touched either. Have I? No. Said I was going to and never have. And this is a complete neutral palette right here. Complete neutrals. And some of it has, like, I would clean that up. Like all these light tones. Like this is, if you love neutrals, this would be a great palette. But once again, I think I'm going to leave it intact and not touch it. I will clean that up at some point. And just leave it as collectible. You know, that's just, like I said, it's in the dresser drawer, this stuff. I am not, you know, keeping these in with my general collection. Then I have, you know, Mini Breaker, I have Blood Sugar, and then I have the Mini Orgy. Now, the Mini Orgy, I figured, oh, I'll use the Mini Orgy. It's a lot easier. So this is what this looks like. And then they're all shimmers. I'm like, no. I'm like, why weren't any of these mattes? Because if these were matte tones, I think I might have been more prone to use. Like, these are all shimmer shades. I don't know if you guys can see that. So this will probably stay intact also. And just stay with, you know, I think these I have in my regular palettes. Blood Sugar right here. I mean, beautiful packaging. You see the good. I just don't think this is like me, honestly. Here's the package. I will swatch some things, but these, obviously, I'm not swatching. Like, once again, I can't see myself really gravitating to that. Maybe like this top row, maybe this, but the rest, no. But can you see the imprint that he puts? I mean, it's beautiful. Beautiful. So that's that. Oreo's down sniffing everything. And then Mini Breaker right here. I thought the same thing, you know, like, oh, you know, I'll use this one. No, haven't touched it. But once again, you know, out of the big palette, you know, he has to pick 9. And maybe these are the most popular. I don't know his reasoning. They're like matte, 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 matte. And then there's a, you know, the 4 shimmer 4. So if you are adventurous with color, yeah, this is a great palette. It's just not something I could see. And this is dark brown right here, Hot Fudge. So I think, like I said, I'm just going to keep these intact and not touch. That's just my thought process. Now, also they came, you know, I have his highlighters, his sugar scrubs, his glosses, his concealers. And then there were all these. This is Good Morning, Solemnly Swear, Wow. So that's the yellow, and that's a blue, Brain Freeze. This is Mortuary, Beautician. It's like a dark grayish. And Delicious is green. And you can see Oreo. So, you know, I doubt that I'll use these either. And just keep them. Now, I do have used his glosses and stuff. She wants to sit on my lap. So I'm just going to have her sit next to me. Come on, sit. Good girl, sit. Come on. She doesn't want to sit. So I honestly think I'll just keep all that the way it is. And, you know, put them back where they were. And just, you know, keep them as collectibles. Because, you know, some things I will never touch that are collectible. Like, I thought this palette here, and there's a lot of controversy around this, Fairy Tale Storybook Cosmetics. Oops, right here. Opens like a book. There is a mirror there. So I'll block that. I don't think I will ever use this, just because I just think it's cool. So some things, you know, you just have, looks like a book right here. It's adorable. I probably won't ever touch. I mean, if I'm being honest. Another one that I doubt that I will ever touch, and I had 2 of these. I shared one. The ABH Norvina collection. This is just too much for me. Let me try to get this magnetized. Let me take the protective shield off. Pop this open. I'll come in this way. So you can see this. That's a lot of brights. Yeah, I could use a few of the pans. But I doubt that I will use this. Another one that will probably just stay to the back of my drawer and just honestly not get touched, which is sad, but you know, it is what it is. This one right here, I think was either in Ice Cream. I think this was like Ice Cream Beauty, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. Deep Eyes. I love the packaging. I'm like all about anything Parisian, French. And this is from Ocolan, Perfect Stylist Eyes, 24 colors. And I have not touched this, I don't believe. And this is pretty. I kept the box because I love the box. I'm like, here I am with the box. Not wanting to keep boxes, but I did keep this one. Of course, I can't get the palette out. Why not? The other side is... Oh, here we go. So, I mean, I don't have to keep the box because the palette is the same. And then, this does have a protective shield. I think this one, like, sticks. Yeah, so I'll peel that off. No mirror, so you can see, you know, the top of the palette. I mean, it's cute. I have not touched this, and this is what this looks like. Not my favorite style or layout, but still, I could use this. I mean, there's a lot of mattes in there. Like, this is adorable. Chocolate covered strawberry right here. Let's give that a... Ooh, that feels so nice. There's the... Right there. See, I mean, that's real light. I wonder if that's like a blush. Because it's like a full face. I don't know. Let me try to... I have wipes here so that if I got into this, it didn't get crazy. Try to put it on the top of my hand. Of course, now my fingers are wet, so I'll just use a different finger. Oh. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, you can see that. I mean, that's a pretty pink. I would think that that could be more of like a blush, personally. Chocolate Soleil would be a bronzer, and Inner Light is probably a highlight. So that's probably what that is for. Right here, I'm just going to... Oops, don't stick to my finger. Like, this is cute. I just don't want a wet finger. Like here for like a nice neutral brown. They're very light. I mean, you really can't even see that. But this would be like a good crease. Can you even see that? That little bit. Yeah, you can see it a little bit. Like it's not real dark. I mean, that would be a good crease shade. Let's take a look. I'm wiping my fingers on my yoga pants because why not? Like I like this raspberry rose. And that's what it looks like. It could be powdery. And that goes right there. So that would be, I mean, you can barely see that. Once again, that would be like a nice, like a nice shade. I don't know why I haven't tried these, but I did just complete another whole reorganization to help make things a little bit easier for me. So maybe I will eventually get to that, where I have all my palettes, you know, standing up, that's not cluttered, so that I can pull stuff from this drawer. So that is towards the back. And then I have a palette from Bella Pierre Cosmetics, Ultimate Nude Eyeshadow Palette, 35 colors. Okay, like I need more. And these are like all nudes. Have not even touched, obviously. Is this, and this is pretty neat. And this is still intact. It has a mirror, so you might get some glare. Let me see if I can. Okay. It still has a plastic shield on it. Have not even touched it. This is like an ultimate nude palette for sure. I'm trying to keep that glare off. Right there. So you guys can see fairly well. Nice palette. Have not touched it. A lot of these I'm going to say I have not touched. Because the ones in my drawer are the ones that I go for more than not. This is from Glamlight. I used to buy a lot from them and give it away. And I kept the Miracle palette. And I think I have tried a few of the, right here. I've tried this and this, but I have not tried, oh, and this one, the mattes. I think my finger was in this, or my brush was in that. I can see the swirl mark. So, really nice. Like, I'll show you. Look at that. That is so vibrant. And you don't, look at that. For an eyeshadow, it's gorgeous. And I think I used that when I was trying to figure out the whole pink thing, and that was a little bit much, but this is beautiful if you can get your hands on this. Nice palette for sure. And like I said, I have at least used that. This I have never even touched from Aesthetica, and this is a contour palette. Like it really shouldn't be here, but I just kept it here. Oh God, this is the one that was broke. I think I had two. So you can see, like that got smashed and I left it, but I have not even attempted to use this for highlight and contour. And it came with a nice little booklet if you didn't know how to do it, so I kept all that there. The next one that I have is from Illamasqua, and this is the Unveiled Artistry Palette. Ugh. Have not touched this one either. Oh, yes, I have. This one, I think I have. I mean, pretty. They're smooth and buttery. Look at that. Look at that for a copper. Like if you wanted that on your eye. I mean, I'm telling you, it's stunning. Stunning eyeshadows. I mean, and they come right off. There's no, like, residue left behind. I'm just showing you. Stunning palette right here. So I'm hoping that I'll get to use them more now that I have them all. They're single file. They're just in there. And this is from X&O Cosmetics. This is Neutral Seduction, Evolve Your Beauty. And this is, you know, if there's a sleeve, I kept it in the sleeve. Just got rid of outer boxings. This I have not touched. I can get the protective shield off. It's a little bright for me, but, you know, I don't want to have all neutrals because some, you know, what if I decide to really take a deep dive into the color? Then I don't have anything. So I did keep some. I mean, this is pretty. I love, like, as much as I can't really wear these all that much. Like, look at that. Is that not stunning? And like even the neutral, which I'll do right here. You can see that on my finger. I mean, it's pigmented. It's not for the faint of heart, some of these. And these all come right off with one swipe of just a makeup wipe. So it's not like they're staining or anything like that. I mean, pretty palette. And, you know, like I said, one day. The reds definitely, probably, I would say never. But I guess I should never say never. But I would honestly say never on the reds. And I just don't want these to continue to fall forward. Okay. This is the one we just got from Lorella. And this is Love Struck. And this was the pink palette. Now, I have not touched this yet either. But decided to keep it just because this, like, was so beautiful. It was so beautiful. Look at that. Like, these tones, like this right here. St. Valentine, like that is, look at that. And I don't know, I want to, we'll try the neutral and see. See, that's coming up nice. So here's St. Valentine, we'll put that there. I mean, that's bright. And then this is super light, but still laying down a little bit, you can see that. And the true test for me is one swipe, how easy it is just to come right off. So, like I said, I don't, like, some of these things scare me because I don't want them to stain. And I know some colors do, and it depends if it's a pigment versus a shadow. But I have not even, you know, played with this at all. Today's the first day I even, like, did a swatch. Because, you know, I don't like to swatch if I don't think I'm going to keep. This one is one I kept from Lorella, Desert Skies. This one is stunning. I don't know if I've touched this yet either. Oh, yes, I have. Right here. I've had my hand in that. I think that's basically it. But beautiful. Look at that. And this one. Stunning. Look. I mean, that's one. Look at both of those. And there's still plenty left on my finger. And once again, it comes clean. Coming off my fingers like it's not, and I'm still on the same wipe. So this is a fun palette, and I can't wait to really start getting in and playing. This one here is City Limits from IBY. Nice palette. I don't think I've touched this yet. No. I don't, you know, this is a lot of neutrals. This, I doubt that, to deepen a corner, I would use something like that. I've not even touched, like I said, I'm not going to sit here and swatch every single one. And this is by, I think this is by Rena. Is that who that is? Rena, the brow bar. And this is, yeah, I haven't even touched this one. Comes with a dual-ended brush. It's still in there. This I doubt I will overly play with, but still pretty. Like, look at these. I mean, you know, I'm keeping them. Look at that. Like, I am drawn to the coppers, but they scare me. And then let me see this. Like, look at that. Beautiful. Like, that is very muted, but it's coming up on the camera. It's muted for me to look at. But for you guys, that looked like it came up pretty dark. Oh, I'm getting a little bit of glitter everywhere. So that's nice. Like I said, have not even played. Then I have three from, I'm going to dry my hands here. And these are Complex Culture. I have three. And I have one, I had duplicate, so I'm going to give it away. I don't know which one this is. Have not really played with these yet. But, like, look at this. Right here. Beautiful. Even this, which to me looks like a duo. And then, like, they're so creamy. So creamy. I'm not going to put them on my hand. I'm just going to, just to show you. I mean, they're gorgeous, gorgeous palettes. I am, like, wiping my hands on my pants. This one, I don't know. This is Full Time. And the other one was just no-named Complex Culture. This, I had a duplicate of. I wound up sticking my finger in there, my nail, when I was taking, you know, look. Very similar. Here's that. And even, let's try, this one feels very, that one does not feel good at all. At all. Ugh, that felt very rough. Yeah, Ugh. The other ones at least felt creamy. Like when to the touch, I'm getting and it's all coming right off my fingers. I mean, my hands, I probably should get another wipe. Are starting to get glitter and sparkle all over them. So that is that palette. And then this one is, I don't know which one this one is. This one I think is still different than the first one, right? Yeah. So this here is this one. Like, that's a nice little purple. I'm not going to touch this one. My hands are still wet. But beautiful palettes. Complex Culture is not horrible. Okay. And this one here is from Wander Beauty. And this is Wanderous Escape. I have not even touched this one yet. But look at this. That feels nice to the touch. Right there. I'm curious. Oops. Let's get that on my hand and see. Oh, that's pretty. Look at that. These are vibrant shimmers. These are not, like, I'm swatching those because they are not me, but, and then this one I've never even touched it, from Patrick Star, the One Size palette. Have not, like, I would never, but the rest of this is definitely usable. Black I probably would never use. I am drawn to that. So, you know, I have these all here for me to play with. And then this is from Ofra, and this is the full face. Good to go. This is a mini mix palette. This is a full face palette. It still has the cover on it. Right here, like, here's your shadows right here. Here's your highlight and your bronzer, blush. I mean, this is a neat little palette to get if you can get your hands on this style. Just wanted to pop in real fast. In the second part of this video, there's going to be a special little box to give away. It's right here. You have to catch it in part 2. And part 1, the keyword is going to be, and catch the keyword in part 2. And then for the part 2 video, which is where the giveaway will take place, you have to use both keywords. Be creative about it. If I see anybody use both keywords and enter me, you're disqualified. I will be using the Wheel of Names. I did show what's in this little box. So I would love for I split this in 2 parts so that it wouldn't be an hour long. They're 30 minutes, about 30 minutes each. So I would love for everyone to watch from start to finish and everything in between. And use both keywords and you can enter. All the giveaway details will be in the part 2 of this video. And then I have a palette from Real Her, Dream So Big. I don't think I've played with this yet. Another neutral. Like, I have a ton of neutral palettes, as you can tell. But I am a neutral kind of girl, so why not? This is from Douce. I still have the cover on this. Like, I love, like, these I have to just pop off. Nice palettes if you can get them. They're expensive, but they're great to get in a box. And this here, I think, is the powder. Is this the one that's like the powder? Let me see. Sometimes these are so difficult to open. Yeah, this is like the face palette. You know, highlights and blush, things like that. Nice. Have that. This I have. I don't know if I've played too much with this, from Dominique Cosmetics, the Transition palette. I honestly don't know. I don't think so. A great neutral. I'm trying to look off to from the side. Yeah, I have had my finger in some of these to play with. Like, this is coming up more green on the camera, I see, but that's more like, it is a honey color. Great palette. Like, these are so soft. I'll put one. I mean, look at that. Beautiful. I don't know, you know, but like I said before, everything was in boxes, so jammed up in my drawers. I couldn't even see what I had, what I didn't have. This is another cool palette from Lorella, Send Nudes. It's funny how your brain sees one thing and your mouth says something else. Like, my brain saw Send Nudes, but I, you know, didn't say that. This is another beautiful palette. Have not touched it. And I want to I have these in a different drawer so that these are the ones to, you know, grab. Beautiful. Like this to me is like, I love this shade. Look at that, to deepen. I mean, it might not come up across good, but instead of using brown, to use like a darker green is definitely works. It works for me. It doesn't make it so harsh. So let's move that over. The next one here is Scandal, and this is the Lorella palette. I kept this one. I love their palettes. They're really nice. I have a few that I've touched. This is another like pretty neutral palette. Haven't even touched it. Plan to. Great all over. And then like to start to, you know, deepen. I actually love like this shade, like a gray. So pretty. I mean, you can barely see it, but it's a good shade to use to deepen your crease. I'm not always, sometimes as much as I am about the nudes, sometimes when too dark of a brown in my crease, it closes my eye up. So I am mindful of that and try to be careful. This one I have not even touched, and this is from KVD Beauty. Vegan Beauty, I should say. Have not even touched this. No mirror. Oh yeah, I have touched it. That's a lie. I swatched. But this is more, I don't know if that's me, honestly, but I'm going to keep it. KVD Beauty. Have not even touched this one. Item Beauty on the Daily. I think we just got this. This is a complete neutral. Another neutral palette. But they're the ones that I'm drawn to and will use. But like I said, have not. I think I'm actually going to get rid of this. I'm going to get rid of this palette, and I've had this for a long time. There's a few broken ones in here. I'm not even going to open it. From BH Cosmetics. This was the Neutral Eyes. This was a great palette. I've used it, and there's a few that are smashed. And I'm just going to discard it because I have so many, and that is like old. This is old too, pretty vulgar. I think I'm going to get rid of it. I don't know if I'm going to keep this. I have used it. It's okay. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know. I might get rid of it. I might not. We'll see. Kept this one from Lorella. You can tell I like their palettes. What's the Tea? This one. I don't know if I've touched this one. No, have not. But once again, I could not get to anything. This will be a pretty spring palette. Is that focusing? Yeah. Pretty spring palette. Excited to try all these. Like I just now, you know, now that I can get to, like I said, get to everything, I can see what I have and play with it. This I think we just got not too long ago from Aether Beauty. Interesting palette, no mirror. I don't think I've swatched this. I might have stuck my finger in that just to see. So, like, no mirrors, that doesn't bother me. K Voss, this is a, I don't know why this isn't here. This is blush. This does not belong over here. So we will remove that, but I'll leave it here. Blush palette. I probably should put that in the blushes. This here, Tarteist Pro from Tarte. Oh, God, let's break a palette. You can see. Has not even been touched. I can't say that. This has been touched. This still smells phenomenal. And the mirrors are phenomenal. I am a huge fan of Tarte. In general, I love their mascaras. And I did keep the little paper just in case. You know, sometimes I do want to get adventurous. And I'm like, oh, let's see how they show you. And then, you know, you do it your way. I don't know where this came from, honestly. Sugar Daddy. This could have come from Ice Cream Beauty. This one, I think there were several, and I kept one and gave the other away. Sugar Daddy. I don't think nope, have not even touched yet. Not at all. I mean, it's kind of sad, but I have so much that, but I think I just need to really get in here and play with these. From Lorella, Wishing on a Star. Can't even say I've touched this one either, hopefully. Yeah, I have touched this one, so at least that I have been into that shade. Is that the only one? And this one. Oh, and this one too. I wanted to try this. I didn't put it on my eye, but this one is pretty. It really is. It's just subtle. And then this was kind of neat too. And sometimes, you know, I will just do a little, I'll take a real small brush and, you know, get like the very near my lash line and put a shimmer there or something like that, or something lighter. I love that. I don't know if I've ever touched this, honestly. The Annette 69 from Beauty Creations. Honestly, don't even know. This is old, but I will probably still keep it. Oh, no, I have touched it. Ooh, like this is chunky. That you need, I think, a glue. I've tried that. I've tried that. I've tried that. I've been in there. I did swatch these. I think I swatched them all. I know I've played in them. These I wind up getting in my eye. But this is not bad. That's not a bad palette, so I'll probably wind up keeping that. And then the last one in this bunch, and then I will pause, if I can get this back in, pause this and then get my other palettes out. I can't get that back in. Why? Okay, got that back in, because these go in its different drawer. I'm like starting to really like, it's either Vizart or Viseart. Now, I have not touched this one, and I just got a box in from the Mega Drop with some more Viseart in it. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Like, I've heard such great things about. It looks a little. No, she is pigmented. Woo! Let's give this one a try, because I don't know if I would put that one on my eye. But look at this. Like, you can see a little bit of blotchy, but it just blends. Like, you can see, like, this just, you know, and I'm just using my fingers. So if you're using, like, a good brush, oops, like, you can just see, they will blend. And comes right off. You know, I'm just flipping my cloth around here. They pop right off. There's no, like, that pink you would think would stain. Nothing. It's off my fingers. You know, my hands are soaked, but that's okay. So I have this, and I want to try more from them. So let me pause and get my palettes that I grab for on a day-to-day.